All right. So let me show you right now the progress so far. Here's the rest of my book that I'm going through, where I'm working on right now, and what I've already finished. I have my own doc here that I've got opened. Oh, pardon me for blocking. Where I am just making the final draft of my book. And I really want to talk today about what flow looks like for me when I get into that creative mindset, that creative state of just work. And I found that it's much easier for me to do this on the weekends, um, where I could just sit down for about, I'd say 3 hours is where I'm hitting that sweet spot of getting a lot of good work done. And I noticed that around the 3 hour mark is when my creativity just starts feeling fizzed. When the words that I'm writing just start feeling like they're repetitive and there's just like the well is empty. It's funny. But I recognize that when it's happening. So when I hit that point in my writing, I stop and I'm like, okay, you know what? If I push myself more, I'm just gonna do more harm than I am good. And I don't want that to happen. I want to be able to do my best work. And yeah, I found that when I started this last weekend, that's kind of where the spot is for me to be able to really get this work done. And you notice I switched arms because my body's tired. I've been getting a lot of exercise done this week too. It feels great. Um, but yeah, I found that for me to be able to do this, actually, let me just do this instead. Why not? Hang on, give me 1 second here. Let me get my light configured. There you go, nice and bright. Oh, shoot, that. Okay, that may have just been gotten cut off. That's okay. I'll edit them together. It's fine. I don't mind. Um, but oh man, I feel great. I feel tired, and not tired in the sense of like I'm sleepy, but just like I've been hitting it really hard with like, my exercise this week, being very consistent. This morning I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and Arlo and I we went 3 miles, got it done, and then I just got back from Albertsons getting some groceries for the week, and it's like it's 7:30 in the morning now, and I've already clocked in over 70 minutes of exercise, and I have the rest of today to do what I want to do. And here, let me show it again because I absolutely love this weather. I doubt you could really hear it with the microphone, but it's raining right now. And here in Southern California, there's always a funny saying where we always go, "We needed this," because we do need the rain. But if it rained all the time, then it wouldn't be Southern California. So when it happens, I'm grateful. It's beautiful. I love it. It's cool. Um, and I'm really glad that I got the walking done this morning because um, we went before the rain started coming down. And Arlo, it's funny because he doesn't mind at all when the ground is wet. He doesn't mind like walking through a stream of water. But for him, he doesn't like getting wet. Like whether it's from a sprinkler or from rain, like he doesn't like that. And it's fun. He's silly. So I'm glad we got our walking done before the rain really kicked up. Hey, excuse you. And he just had to zoom me briefly. So yeah, man, what I was talking about getting to state of flow, and just what my work looks like when I'm on my books on the weekend here. And I say books because I mean I've mentioned it before. I'm working on other books as well, but the one that I'm close to finishing up to get into the hands of an editor is my zombie story called Fading Death. And so I'm in the process right now of going through my initial draft with all my notes and revisions and cleaning it all up into a final draft. And once that's finished, then yeah, after that, it's let me look for a publisher or an editor who can look at it. And I really want that experience to know what that's like, because that's important for me on my journey of becoming a published author. And so I was mentioning it before when I accidentally cut off the earlier recording that I work on on my projects here in a state of flow for about like 3 hours in the mornings, in the evenings sometimes, and it's easiest on the weekends because that's when I have the time to just set aside and focus on that. Like I mentioned, also my actual job, my actual work was really busy this week. It's okay, and I'm just like completely just drained mentally from the from my actual work and just from the exercise that I've done. And in the evenings, I just want to relax. I just want to unwind, and I don't want to force myself to try to get work done. Hey, you, excuse you. Well, hang on, Arlo. I don't know if you could see, but Arlo just hopped up on the bench. Good boy. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Yes, yes, yes. I know. I know. I love you. Good boy. Right, okay, you get down. Oh, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Let me see. Let me pull this bench out a little bit for him. Arlo, up. Hey, 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 hey! Look up here. Look up here. Ow! He just wants to play. Good boy. Watch out, buddy. Watch out. You're gonna make the table fall over. Um, Again, I'm losing my train of thought. Here I am talking about getting to a state of flow, and I can't even keep the keep my train of thoughts going straight. I don't know. I feel really good. I feel good and tired, like just exhausted. I'm really hungry. That's the truth. I'm really hungry. I want to eat, and I've got a pretty delicious meal plan that I'm going to make. Where I've got some bulgogi beef from Trader Joe's, and I'm going to mix it with some onions and cabbage and noodles, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm like I was thinking about this all week, um, and I don't mind. But yeah, I'm really excited to just keep on working through it. And oh, that's what I wanted to talk about too. When I'm working on my book right now, Fading Death, my zombie story, and I'm getting to go through my initial draft with all my notes, like I'm able to condense the amount of chapters and um, combine some of them. But I'm also like, taking my notes and I'm flushing out more story, more details, more description, avoiding, you know, too much like just narrative exposition. And I'm focusing more on dialogue, telling the story and showing the story. So that's really what I want to be focusing on too, and I'm grateful for it. So the chapter count that I'm on right now is chapter 34, and the chapter in the final draft right now, I think I'm on like it's like a 19 or 20, but I've got more pages per chapter. So it's like that's the trade-off that I wanted, because I knew that when I wrote this initial draft, it was all like kind of in its own outline form, per chapter, per chapter, per chapter. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And then I know that okay, I can combine a lot of these, so I have a lower chapter count, but the page count is more than what I finished with in the initial draft, because it tells more story, and it tells the story that is relevant and important, and it also keeps things consistent. Because I had mentioned that there's a character who is from South Korea who served his 2 years in the Korean military, as all young men have to do, but that was never mentioned earlier on in the story because I didn't come up with it at the time. But now that I have, I was able to bring it in earlier more and show his proficiency in certain situations where it's like, hey, his background is actually really relevant to the zombie apocalypse our characters find themselves in. So I was really grateful for that, and just continue going forward from there. And hey, excuse you, sir. And so I'm happy for that. and just fleshing out more dialogue. Because for me, when I'm writing dialogue, like I'll literally like just kind of lean back, take a step back from it, and I'll think out loud. I'll speak as if I'm these characters talking to one another. I know I probably look crazy if I was being observed by somebody else, but that's okay. I don't mind. This is my work. This is my creative project, and I just kind of like imagine how these characters sound, how they speak, because how one person talks, might be a little different how somebody else talks. So, somebody might use more slang, somebody might be a little bit more proper in the words that they use, somebody might just be really blunt, somebody might be, kind of nervous. So it's like, how do you make somebody who is nervous, how do they speak? You're not going to be, I know some authors write in like the hyphens to like make it seem like their speech is breaking up, but it's like or just use words like instead of say John said, it's like um, John muttered, his eyes wide or something. I don't know. When I'm in the state of flow, it comes easier. When I'm just thinking it off the top of my head, it's just a draft, and that's the whole point of it. It's like, okay, write it down. Who cares if it sounds weird? That's why when you go back and look at it, you'll be able to clean it up better. I don't even know if that sounds proper, but I don't care. That's the process of it. That's what writing looks like to me. And I'm sure there's many people out there who can also relate that that's what writing looks like and feels like. And so all of these steps are very important for me in my journey of not only becoming a self-published author, but of just getting my own projects finished and getting one step closer to living the life that I want to live. So that's really all I have to share today. Like I said, I'm really hungry and I can't wait to get cooking. Um, I've got my coffee ready to go. So we're chilling, and it's supposed to be raining like all weekend. So I'm grateful that we got our exercise done this morning, and I'm just gonna enjoy the rain, enjoy my food, enjoy just chilling, hanging out. Tomorrow I'm gonna watch UFC, so we'll be here chilling and get our exercise done. So that's my life right now, is just focused on my projects, on my exercise, on myself, because I got plans that I'm working towards, and publishing my books is part of that plan. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe it went on a little bit longer than I expected, but I'm working on it. I'm figuring it out, and also just trying to figure out what more type of videos I can make. And I know the last few months, I think, has really been just me inside of my apartment recording, because I did initially want to go outside and record today, but it's raining, and it would have been a hassle, and Arlo doesn't like it when rain is falling on him anyways, which I already talked about, so it's fine, it works out. And that's really it. So thank you so much. I appreciate you watching, and if you have any input, ideas, feedback, found anything helpful, or anything that you do when it comes to like writing your dialogue, feel free to drop a comment. I appreciate it. I read them all. So thank you so much, and you have a great weekend. Bye bye.